Down at Ivar's on Pier 54. It's so tasty, so fresh and delicious. It always tastes like more. Well, clam happy greetings, my friend's Ivar, and I'm mighty glad to answer your question. That chowder you get down at Ivar's, and Ivar's on Pier 54, is economical, filling, delicious, nutritious, tasty, fresh, frenetic, clam happy, flavorful, worth trying and buying, and eating again, you'll like it. And I hope you'll come down real soon. Yes, that's at Ivar's Pier 54, foot of Madison. Clam happy greetings. This is Ivar with a little word about his seafood, brain food. Will seafood help build your IQ? It's brain food, I've heard people say. Well, at Ivar's we all really like you. So hurry to Ivar's today. Well, this is Ivar from Ivar's Acres of Clams. Yes, seafood is really brain food and good tasty food too. And at Pier 54, it's delicious, hot, and satisfying. So from all us cooks, waitresses, cashiers, hostesses, dishwashers, pot washers, fish slicers, chowder makers, salad men, and busboys, and for me too, my name's Ivar, come on down and see us real soon at Pier 54. We just love customers. Oh, thank you for coming to Ivar's on Pier 54. Bring the kids, Ma and Pa, and the family. We can always make room for one more. This is Ivar speaking, and down at Ivar's we really go all out for children. We've got special plates for them, tasty and filling and inexpensive. And then there's with those special deep-sea divers masks, which is really a menu, a whale bib and balloon suckers. And when the plate is all cleaned up, well, they get those balloons and suckers. So come down here soon to Ivar's, foot of Madison on Pier 54. And we're looking forward to see you all. Here's a little thing about Puget Sound. Have you taken a trip on our waters, the cool waters of old Puget Sound? With our harbors, bays, inlets, mountains, and evergreen timber, it's the loveliest land that I've found. Clam happy greetings. This is Ivar inviting you to drop down to Seattle's waterfront around Pier 54 and find yourself a boat ride. There's the Elliott Bay Harbor Tours, the Gray Line Tour through the locks to Lake Washington, and the Washington State Ferries. Yes, and along the waterfront foot of Madison Street, you'll find Ivar's Acres of Clams and Fish Bar right in the middle of all these attractions. For real saltwater atmosphere and for a real good time and a good ride on Puget Sound, come down to our waterfront, and at Ivar's, of course, we got mighty good food, too. Clam happy greetings, folks. This is Ivar from Ivar's Acres of Clams. You know, down at Ivar's on Pier 54, we serve crab cocktails, shrimp cocktails, oyster cocktails, tomato juice cocktails, Olympia oyster cocktails, and cocktails. That's in our clam digger room, a mighty cute, new, cozy, relaxing little spot. So, for crab cocktails, shrimp cocktails, tomato juice cocktails, Olympia oyster cocktails, and for cocktails, it's Ivar's Pier 54, foot of Madison. Ivar's seafood can't be beat on Pier 54, foot of Madison Street. And here's a reminder just for you, Ivar's Fish Bar is open till 2. Yes, Ivar's Fish Bar is open till 2. That's at the foot of Madison Street on Pier 54. And Ivar's Acres of Clams Restaurant is open every evening till 1. This is Ivar speaking, inviting you to come down and see us real soon. Looking forward to it. Clam happy greetings, folks. This is Ivar with a little ditty about a traffic problem that's causing us some trouble at Ivar's. There's a traffic problem in Seattle that's causing lots of trouble to me. Our customers get on that Alaskan Way viaduct and there's no way off that they can see. Well, this really does happen to us. Some of the people coming down to Pier 54 to Ivar's Acres of Clams get on that Alaskan Way viaduct, and they ride back and forth and finally seem to give up. Well, I want to tell you, get off the viaduct and get down on the Alaskan Way and around the foot of Madison Street, and you can't miss us. You'll find us sure, and there's lots and blocks of covered parking under that viaduct. Hope to see you real soon. You can find your way down. Oh, how do you get down to Ivar's Acres of Clams? Please show me the way. Oh, it's easy to get down to Ivar's, just to stop before you walk in the bay. You'll find us at the foot of Madison, and we're open every day till 1 o'clock at night. Our seafood's so delicious and tasty, with low prices and good service, you're treated right. Clam happy greetings. This is Ivar of Ivar's Acres of Clams, and our fish bar is open till 2, and the Acres of Clams dining room on Pier 54 is open till 1. Hope to see you. Clam happy greetings, folks. Here's a musical word on Ivar's ever-rejuvenating clam nectar. By the way, my name's Ivar. If you drink clam nectar, then really by Hector, you'll feel something new that you never felt before. Your eye will be brighter, your step will be lighter, and love and true romance will knock at your door. You'll come alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. You'll ask why you never felt this way before. The answer by Hector is drink more clam nectar at Ivar's Acres on Pier 54. Yes, by the cup, by the pint, or by the quart. Ivar's clam nectar, incidentally, is never sold in fifths, pints or quarts only. From the Fish Bar on Pier 54 at Ivar's Fish Bar on Broadway. We're open there till 2 o'clock every morning. How happy are the clams down at Ivar's. How happy are the oysters in the stew. Well, Ivar's got the happiest seafood menus, and the happiest customers too. Clam happy greetings. My name is Ivar, and I'd like to add that among our happy customers are the small fry. We fix up a special, inexpensive child's plate for them with a full course including a whale bib, a deep-sea diver's mask, balloons and suckers, and let's see, something else. Oh, yes, food. And it's a kind of food they ought to eat, wholesome and full of deep-sea minerals and vitamins. So bring the kids to Ivar's. They're part of the family on Pier 54. And after such a happy song, I ought to sign off chuckling like Yali Yan. Ha ha ha! How good is the seafood at Ivar's, foot of Madison on Pier 54? Well, it's so good we can only try verse. In a poetical attempt to sing its praises in a proper manner, we can't say it all when in this one line, the song is all o'er. Well, that's the trouble, folks. We'd like to explain that our seafood is fresh, well-cooked, economical, delicious, flavorful, and the kind you'll come back for. But we just don't have time for it, so we'll sum it all simply, and it's good. Just try it and you'll see. It's so good, Ivar's can only try verse. So we did, and there ain't any more. Well, excuse me, this is Ivar. On second thought, there's one more thing. We also have a little room, a cocktail lounge. The clam digger room, you'll like it too. How doggy is the place down at Ivar's, the acres of clams on Pier 54. Do they wince when you bring along children, or turn back tireless gents at the door? The answer's no, we don't. And this is Ivar, the boss, that is. I'm the boss as long as I don't get in the way of the cooks or the waitresses or the rest of our busy staff. And I say you can bring the whole family and come dressed any way that keeps you and the city police comfortable. We supply the soup and fish and everything in between. Mighty tasty servings of them, too. Also, all kinds of cocktails, including those served in our new clam digger room, where they're liquid. So come in and see us at the foot of Madison Street. Outside there's the handy fish and chips bar with chowder and nectar galore. And the fish bar's open till 2 and Ivar's restaurant is open till 1. How long is the pier down at Ivar's? The pier that's numbered 54. Well, long enough to hold the best seafood in town, so nutritious, delicious, hot, and satisfying that the customers holler for more. We have a longer line of seafood in the third line of that song, and Pier 54 foot of Madison Street is where they come in from the sea dripping fresh. But that's not the only reason why food at Ivar's tastes so good. We also have cooks who know how to prepare it, and waitresses who get it to you promptly. They all like customers to and join Ivar, that's me, in saying, come down and see us in the restaurant or outside at the fish bar. The customer is the one we adore. And by the way, see our new cocktail lounge, the Clam Digger Room. That's Ivar's Pier 54. I'll buy you a dog, said her boyfriend. You want it with mustard or without? But she said, I prefer Ivar seafood, the seafood they all talk about. We might mention that the seafood they talk about includes crabs, oysters, salmon, sandab, sole, halibut, scallops, trout, and South African lobster tails. If we don't have any South African lobster tails at Ivar's, we'll freely admit it and serve you any or all the rest. And the nice payoff is you like it. Why? Because it tastes well. I ought to know. This is Ivar. So hurry down Madison to Ivar's. The dock's number Pier 54. Yes, and we have a new place, a room called a Clam Digger Room. And we're open down there till 1 o'clock. And the fish bar, of course, is open till 2. Hope to see you. Greetings, friends. This is Ivar. Did you know that Chinese food is the most nutritious food in the world? Filled with vitamins and flavors and food values that you can't find elsewhere. Rich soy sauce, bean sprouts, onions, celery, and crisp vegetables combined with meat and cooked in a flash to preserve all the vitamins makes Chinese food a treat and a real buy. And that leads me right into inviting you to visit my new place on Broadway, that's Ivar's, of course, where my Chinese cooks are standing by, ready to cook for you to your order to take home or to your car. There's no mystery about it. The whole cooking is done right before your eyes, and such flavors, such nutrition, and we do all the work. Drop by and see for yourself. That's Ivar's on Broadway. We're open till 2 o'clock every single morning. Be seeing you real soon, we hope. Greetings, friends. This is Ivar. Let me ask you a personal question. Are you hungry? If you are, and if you'd like something good, unusual, and tasty, let me suggest something. On Broadway at the corner of East Thomas Street, there's a new spot called Ivar's on Broadway. And there you can pick up seafoods like at our fish bar on the waterfront, plus fresh cooked-to-order Chinese dishes, cooked right in front of you by my Chinese cooks. The Chinese food is wonderful, I know, because I've been eating it myself for several days. In fact, I'm beginning to speak now with a Cantonese accent. But up there we've got chop suey, chow mein, barbecued pork, sweet and sour, fried rice, wonton soup, and all good and cooked right in front of you by the Chinese cooks to your order. Why don't you pick up a few orders sometime and save yourself the work of cooking dinner? And a real nice change, too. Well, this is from Ivar's on Broadway, the corner of East Thomas Street. And remember, for seafood or Chinese food, we're open up there till 2 o'clock every single morning. Be seeing you soon, we hope. Greetings, friends. This is Ivar. This message is addressed to you men and women and folks who live up there in the Broadway Capitol Hill district and have to work for a living and cook your own food. Well, I've opened a spot up there called Ivar's on Broadway, right at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas Street. We have set up there a seafood bar just like we have on the waterfront with clam chowder, nectar, and all kinds of seafoods, plus a Chinese food bar. You know, sometimes when you come home after a hard day at work and you have to cook yourself something or else you don't feel like going out to eat, let me suggest you stop by my place. That's Ivar's on Broadway, and tell us what you want. You can have your choice of seafoods or Chinese foods all put up in sanitary paper containers for you to take home and eat yourself. And incidentally, of course, we're open up there at Ivar's on Broadway till 2 o'clock every single morning. We hope to be seeing you real soon. Greetings, friends. This is Ivor. Did you know that Heidi Hay rhymes with Broadway? Well, listen. Hody, hody, Heidi Hay, Ivar's is open on Broadway. Ivar's is open on Broadway. Yeah, this is Ivor telling you that up at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas, we've opened a drive-in where you can get such delicious things as all kinds of seafood dishes, plus Chinese food cooked by my Chinese food cooks to your order. We hope you'll drop by and see us real soon. That's at Ivar's on Broadway, at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas Street. That's for take-home service or pick it up or take it to your car. All kinds of fresh, delicious, hot, tasty items, Chinese foods, seafoods. And we're open up there till 2 o'clock every single morning. Hope you'll be around real soon. And hody, Heidi, hody, hey, Ivar's is open on Broadway. Greetings, friends. This is Ivor. Did you ever hear a Swede try to play Chinese music on a Spanish guitar? Heidi-ho and chop, chop, chop. Ivar's on Broadway is a good place to shop for Chinese food, for Chinese food. Well, anyhow, we've opened up a spot called Ivar's on Broadway, right at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas Street, where you can get, of course, seafood dishes, plus wonderful Chinese food. Cooked by my Chinese chefs there, or standing by ready to prepare to your order whatever you like. It's good, hot, and tasty, and you see the men start right from the beginning and cook the whole thing right in front of you. There's no mystery. The only mystery is how do they make it so good. So, I hope you'll drop by and see us. We're open out there till 2 o'clock every single morning. And as I said before, here's a Swede on a Spanish guitar singing Heidi-ho and chop, chop, chop. Ivar's on Broadway's a good place to shop for Chinese food. Ivar's chop suey and Ivar's chow mein. Try it once and you'll want it again. Ivar's chop suey and Ivar's chow mein. Try it once and you'll want it again. Well, this is Ivor on a Spanish guitar trying to make something that sounds like Chinese music. And I want it to be real good. But anyhow, up on Broadway at the corner of East Thomas, we've opened up a drive-in where we've got such things as, of course, a complete fish bar, plus Chinese food. Delicious and nutritious and vitamin-filled and just real good. And Chinese cooks there standing by, ready to cook to your order, such things as pork chop suey, chow mein, sweet and sour, and wonderful one-ton soup. We hope you'll drop by and see us real soon. That's at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas. And we're open there, of course, till 2 o'clock every single morning. And Ivar's chop suey and Ivar's chow mein. Try 'em once and you'll try 'em again. At Ivar's on Broadway at East Thomas Street, we've many fine dishes, they're mighty good to eat. We've Chinese and we've seafood, and we've Mexican too. Here I am inviting you. Greetings, friends. This is Ivor from our new place, Ivar's on Broadway. Inviting you to drop by real soon and see us. We're located at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas, and we're open there till 2 o'clock every single morning. And we have such delicious items for you to sit down at our tables and take with you or to eat in your car. Chinese food, seafood, and now we have Mexican food too. There's Chinese and there's seafood and Mexican too. This is Ivor inviting you. Greetings, friends. This is Ivor from our new drive-in Ivar's on Broadway at the corner of East Thomas Street. In addition to our fish bar and Chinese food bar, we now have a Mexican food bar. And to sort of celebrate musically, here's a word about our, well, little ranchito. Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde viví, había una rancherita que alegre me decía, Well, let's sort of lapse into English here and see what we can make out of it. A yacht Ivers on Broadway. We've got good Mexican food. Get a taco or tamale. It's very, very jolly. It's very, very jolly. Yippee! There's enchiladas and tostados. And you can get chili con carne. I think that's enough of that, which means that at Ivar's on Broadway, you can now pick up seafood, Chinese food, and Mexican food, too. Drop in, amigos. Hasta la vista and so long. Hope to see you real soon. At Ivar's on Broadway, corner of East Thomas, we're open till 2 o'clock every single morning. Greetings, friends. This is Ivar from our new spot, Ivar's on Broadway, at the corner of Broadway and East Thomas Street. Of course, we already have Chinese food up there and a fish bar, seafood. Now we're sort of celebrating the opening of our Mexican food bar. And here's a little Mexican item that goes. La cucaracha, ya no quieres caminar, porque le falta, porque no tiene. And let's sort of change it. At Ivar's on Broadway, at Ivar's on Broadway, we've many good things to eat. There's Chinese food and there's Mexican food and there's seafood. It's a place that can't be beat. Yes, sir, we have up there at our Mexican food bar. We've got tacos, we've got tostados, we've got enchiladas, we've got tamales, and we've got wonderful chili con carne. And, of course, along with that is a very famous Mexican dish called a hamburger, and a hot dog, with which we'll be very happy to put some chili on it for you. That's it. Ivar's new spot, the corner of Broadway and East Thomas Street, and we're open till 2 o'clock every single morning. And, of course, as usual, you're mighty welcome. Hope to see you real soon.
I'm a starving stump rancher from round Puget Sound. I'm as poor as a parson, lean as a hound. Nowhere on the earth is there such misery as I am a-packin' wherever I be. I bought me a porgy at $3 per acre, tried to throw in my wife, but the man wouldn't take her. The stump ranch would yield neither taters or meat, so my family kept crying, oh, when do we eat? I borrowed a rifle to shoot buck or doe, but the rifle was loaded, which I didn't know it was loaded until it shot me. Now I'll hobble forever with lead on the knee. I tried for to fish, but the fish stole the bait, and our cupboard was bare, and bare was the plate, and I figured I'd get me a job for a while to support my stump ranch in an elegant style.
You know, Margaret and Ivar, I enjoyed it. I was down along the river, sitting on the rocks, looking at the boats and the Bonneville logs. Gate swings open and the boat sailed in. She took the whistle and she's gone again. Gasoline going up and a boatload of wheat coming down. Lots of folks around the country, politicians and such, said the old Columbia was never amount to much. Times are coming and it won't be long till you're gonna see there's somebody wrong. Cows and mules and all this here water that are going to waste. Well, I filled up my hat brim, drunk a little taste, thought about a river just to go into waste. Thought about the dust, and thought about the sand, thought about the people, and thought about the land. Folks running around, migrating, looking for a little place. Others back east done a lot of talking, some of them are broken and some of them smoking, with all their figures and all their books. Them boys didn't know their royal chinooks. Good river, just needs 5 or 6 more big grand coolie dams on it. Well, I pulled out my pencil and I scribbled this song, figured all them salmon just couldn't be wrong. Them salmon fish is pretty shrewd, they got senators and politicians too. Like the president, running 4 years. You just watch this river and pretty soon there's everybody going to be a change. arranging a tune. The big band Cooley and the Bonneville Dam will run 1,000 factors for Uncle Sam. Everything from By George fertilizer to bombing flames. Well, Uncle Sam needs houses and stuff to eat. Uncle Sam needs wool and Uncle Sam needs wheat. Uncle Sam needs water and power dams. And Uncle Sam needs people and the people need land. Boys don't like dictators, but the whole country is going to be run by electricity.
Here's a story sad to relate, how Percy's love was turned to hate. He loved too well and he learned too late. He should have kept his eyes open. What she done to him, he did deserve. 'Cause he played the game straight and she threw him a curve. To pull a trick like that, she had her nerve. Let's hope that Percy learned his lesson. His last name was Percy, and his first name was Percy. She left him in the lurch, and she showed no mercy. He moaned his fate, he cursed the day But she said it isn't love, and that's where I come in. I'm taking a new sucker, 'cause he's got an extra. Married woman, come and see what you have done. You caused me to love you, and your heart was a stone. Oh, a married man has trouble, and a single man has none. But I'd rather be a married man than to live all alone.
This happened not so very long ago. It happened right around here. In fact, it was a bit underwater. And it was between two fish, Percy the perch and, well, I think that this song will pretty well tell its own story. It's fun.
Here is the story sad to relate, how Percy's love was turned to hate. He loved too well and he learned too late. He should have kept his eyes open. What she done to him he didn't deserve. He played the game straight, but she threw him a curve. To pull a trick like that, she had her nerve. Let's hope that Percy learned the lesson. His last name was Percy, and his first name was Percy. He left him in the lurch, and she showed no mercy. He mourned his fate, he cursed the day, but all too late, he went away. The fish that stole her, a no good guy, and I said that she'd be left high and dry, but she said it isn't love, and that's where I come in. I'm taking a new sucker, 'cause he's got an extra in. There's a deep, deep problem that's troubling me. There's a deep, deep problem that's troubling me. There's a deep, deep problem that's troubling me. May sound silly, but it's serious to me. How far, oh, how far can it see? Squirt, squirt. How far, oh, how far can it see? Squirt, squirt. How far, oh, how far can it see? Squirt, squirt. Will it see? Squirt, squirt, if his feelings are hurt. Oh, the sea squirt means no harm to nobody. The sea squirt means no harm to nobody. The sea squirt means no harm to nobody. But he won't answer the question that's troubling me. How far, oh, how far can the sea squirt? How far, oh, how far can the sea squirt, squirt? How far, oh, how far can the squirt, squirt? Will the sea squirt, squirt if his feelings are hurt? I asked the $10 if he could tell me how. I asked the $10 if he'd tell me how. I asked the $10 if he'd tell me now. But he says I'm too busy making change right now. How far, oh, how far can the sea squirt, squirt? How far, oh, how far can the sea squirt, squirt? How far, oh, how far can the sea squirt, squirt? Well, the sea squirt, squirt if his feelings are hurt. The sea squirt said at last he would reply. The sea squirt said at last he would reply. The sea squirt said at last he would reply. I can squirt just as far as I can. house, the best shell house he comes, he must have a home. A hard-working man is Herman the hermit crab, does the best he can. He tends to his business and doesn't fret, that's why he has a home. That's why he has a
When they hear that dinner bell, oh, how those eggs do smell 3 times a day. There is a boarding house far, far away, where they have ham and eggs 3 times a day. Oh, how those boarders yell when they hear that dinner bell. Oh, how those eggs do smell 3 times a day. That tune is a parody on There Is a Happy Land. The runaway train come around the bend. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. Filled with drunks and gambling men.
Wait a minute, Chief. We're already getting the right key.
Around the bend, goodbye, my love. The runaway train come around the bend. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. Fields of drunks and gambling men. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. Bye, lo, my baby. Bye, lo, my baby. Bye, lo, my baby. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. I bought a hen for 50 cents. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. The blooming thing flew over the fence. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye. Bye, lo, my baby. Bye, lo, my baby. Bye, lo, my baby. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye.
And toward the sky, he began his address. I strongly suspect that Dr. H.A. Smith, who recorded the speech, might have embroidered it a bit, but I doubt very much if he changed it in spirit or in thought. Now get this picture if you can. A few cabins and a store at the edge of the woods. The bay black with canoes, and an Indian with one hand on the head of a white man and the other pointing skyward. Yonder sky has wept tears of compassion on our fathers for centuries untold. Today it is fair. Tomorrow it may be overcast with clouds. What Chief Seattle say, the Chief Washington can rely upon. The son of the white chief here says his father sends us greetings of friendship and goodwill. This is kind, for we know he has little need of our friendship in return, because his people are many. They are like the grass that covers the vast prairie, while my people are few. I will not mourn over our untimely decay, or reproach my pale-faced brothers with hastening it, for we, too, may have been somewhat to blame. And when our young men grew angry at some real or imaginary wrong, and disfigured their faces with black pain, their hearts were also disfigured, and our old men were not able to restrain them. We will ponder your proposition, and when we have decided, we will tell you. But should we accept, I here and now make this first condition, that we shall not be denied the privilege of visiting at will the graves of our ancestors and friends. Every part of this country is sacred to my people, and even the dust under our feet responds more lovingly to our footsteps than to yours, because it is the ashes of our ancestors, and their bare feet are conscious of the sympathetic touch, for the soil is rich with the life of our kindred. At night, when the streets of your cities and villages will be silent and you think them deserted, they will throng with the returning host that once filled and still loves this beautiful land. The white man will never be alone. Let him be just and deal kindly with my people, for the dead are not altogether powerless. And you know, when I prepared tonight's program, I looked out over the bay to see it rimmed not with towering firs, but towering buildings, homes, and other evidences of civilization, and marveled that we had accomplished so much in less than a century. Airplanes soared overhead. Ferries shuttled back and forth across the bay. And not far from where the Exact had stopped to disembark the Denny party, a huge aircraft carrier was anchored. There were a score of other ships at our docks and a few anchored out in the harbor. And then, gliding quietly over the water, convoyed by a bevy of tugs, was a huge two-stack transport. And I suspect it was the Matsonia. It was bringing home some of our victorious troops. As I watched this great ship and remembered that once again we are making treaties, just as we did in 1854, treaties upon which the peace of the world must rest, I wondered if the words of Chief Seattle might not be not only an admonition, but prophetic, bearing in mind that millions have just died for the freedom of the world. The white man will never be alone.
Lo que digo de hoy en día, lo que digo lo sostengo. Yo no vengo a ver si puedo, yo no vengo a ver si puedo, yo no vengo a ver si puedo, sino porque puedo vengo. Hello girls, listen to my voice, don't you never marry no good-for-nothing boys. If you do, your doom shall be okay, harmony and sassafras. Young boys walking down the street, young girls think they look mighty sweet. Hands in their pockets, not a dime can they find. Oh, how unlucky poor girls mine. When a young man falls in love, first it's honey and then it's turtle dove. After his marriage, no such thing. Get up and get my breakfast, you good-for-nothing thing. Oh, the best old friend I ever had was one-eyed sailor Jack. He told me of the places he'd robbed and of the safes he'd cracked. Robbed them in Tacoma, robbed the eastbound mail, but the awfulest place he ever saw was the old King County jail. Such a lot of devils that I ever saw. Thieves and crooks and highwaymen, breakers of the law. They sang a song the whole night long, the curses fell like hail. Oh, curse the day I ever saw the old King County jail. Bird in a cage, love, bird in a cage, waiting for Willie to come back to me. Roses are red, love, violets are blue. God in a heaven knows I love you. Write me a letter, write it to